Hi, I'm Kelly at Book and Paper Arts, and where was I? Oh, yes, I was working on my latest altered book. I already have process videos here on YouTube showing how I made this layout with pockets using morning stationery. This layout using handwritten text, a beautiful bell, and this mystery animal. And today I'm going to show how I made this layout. I'm going to start with just a blank page like this and work up layer by layer, talking about some collage techniques and other mixed media ideas. I also have some free printables, and I'll be that you can use in your own work, and I'll be telling you about those in the video. If you like altered books, if you like journal arts, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and be sure and turn on the notifications by hitting that little bell. And you will have more of them in your life. Let's go alter a book. I'm skipping ahead a few layouts, and that's because this one, when I first started working on the book, it was stable enough and I wasn't too worried about it. But after having put in these chunkier elements and the glue, this is now becoming unstable. And I want to put so I want to work on this layout to stabilize it. I'm going to do that by pulling some thin paper across the whole substrate. It is possible to just put a small piece that goes, just across the gutter. I do that sometimes. But in this case, I also have this blank space here. It's not doing me any favors. So I'm going to go ahead and cover up, use some paper, and pull it across the whole thing like this. And then this will be my background. This is from a French military booklet. It would have been issued to a soldier, and in this case, it was in 1925. I have a couple of these, and always inside are tucked in things about, maybe their health or training. And I really get a kick out of these. They're just a whole little life story in a few tiny pages. There's the fingerprints and the signature. They are seldom in my budget because people who collect military, vintage military things will pay a lot for them. But this one was in pretty bad shape when I found it. See, it's fallen apart and someone's tried to rebind it with just some tape. But I love that because I'm all about binding and rebinding books. And I'm using this to make other pieces. This one I'm going to put into the book. I have these others here I want to show you. This was tucked into this book. And you see it's all handwritten. You've got, he was born in 1905. Again with the fingerprints. And then there's this other booklet. And on this one, there is stamping and handwriting. I'm not sure what this was for. But I'm showing this to you because I've made some printable scans of these pages, blah, 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 and this page. They are free, and they are on my Ko-fi shop site. I'm going to put a link to that in the text box below the video. So if you'd like to use these in your own work, they're free. Go get them. Also, if you are a monthly subscriber, you've got some extra free printables this week, and I will talk more about that at the end of the video. So I've taken this out. And yeah, now I can prepare this. I'm going to trim it just a little so there's that much hanging off. And then I'll come back and glue it down. For my glue, I use acrylic gel matte medium. But you can also use PVA or Mod Podge or what you got. So I've got this glued down, and I'm going to lightly place it into place, but only on one side of the gutter. So we'll make sure that's where it ought to be. That's better. And I'm doing it in two pieces because you want to be careful when you glue across the gutter here. If you pull this too tight, you would think you'd want to pull it tight, but if you do, the first time you open the book, it's going to crack. And it might anyway. That happens sometimes. So what I'm going to do is push this back together and pull this across softly. Pull that into place. And I want to leave a little bit of softness here, kind of pushing the paper into the gutter a little bit to protect it. And then pull that down. So you can see it's got a little bit of give here, but to make sure that I get the rest of this really nice and flat, taking some parchment paper. You can use wax paper or what you got. And then I've got this flat edge, and I'm just really making sure everything is snug. I'll put this clean piece of parchment paper between the pages. And now I am going to put that under some heavy books and let it dry. Now it's dried. It did buckle just a teeny bit, but and may give way in time, and if it does, it's just going to add some texture, and that's okay. It does give me these abrupt white lines here that I'm not crazy about. So I've got this book from the 1850s of hymns in Welsh. I like the paper, so I took 2 sheets from that, and I'm going to go up with this one and down with this one. So they're on either side. They mirror each other. There's still a little bit of white space, but that's okay because now it's looking more like a frame. And I'm going to glue those down. I found the exact date. It's 1867. And while I'm at it, putting up printable scans, today I'm going to make one of this. These 2 pages of this folio of this 1867 Welsh hymnal. Because who doesn't want some Welsh words in their pages? I like how this is looking a lot. It's I've left the rough edges poking up a little bit to add some texture and layer. Now let's look for some focal points. I did like a couple of these folks, but when I actually went ahead and put this down, it thinks it's a shame to cover that all up. I have, this is a capital on a column from a book that I have from 1805, which is Ruins and Churches in Britain. I think I'm going to cut this out and then make it into a feature here, sort of a background, but I'm not sure because I might go with this. And this black and white wreath was cut out of a magazine from the 1870s called The Girl's Own Paper. And I think I'm going to, in order to use this in this book, this paper is too fragile to go across that gutter. So I'm going to make it into two pieces. So I can have one on this side and then echo that and anchor the other side, which is that bit. I'm not sure yet. I am thinking about, right, you know what, that is already, that might just be it, ding, ding, ding. Because it's simple, but it's also got a lot going on. I could also move him down there. But there's one other possibility, and that is this is the infant Samuel saying his prayers. And this is from a book from 1850 that I got recently of stories from the Old Testament. And it had these incredible over-the-top plates. I'm not usually one for pictures of children saying their prayers. It's a little, I like it in real life. Just the image is a little bit too winsome. But he's also a very beautiful child. So I'm going to cut that out. It's going to be the Samson or the bird. Dun, dun, dun. Wait for it. I found some more black and white flowers. And when those were fussy cut, within an inch of their lives, I found that they really round this corner very well. I like that a lot. And went back to the infant Samuel, and it's not, I don't like him on this page. I did think about this, though, putting the bird on top of the column, and that's a little better because it looks as though they're having a conversation now. So that was close, but it just doesn't, that page doesn't want to get made. That's all I can say. So I am actually going to go back to the dramatic black and white roses. I'm going to just use those to fill up that page, and then let this anchor this up here, and then Mr. Bird be the focal point. I could make him a perch on that edge, or he could go all the way down. I think that's it. I am very happy indeed with its layout. It is dramatic, but it's fun. It's pretty, but it's whimsical. I also added some text here, some found text. She wished she could say, I think I shall have another. I feel that way all the time. I'm with her. I used this found text from a children's book that has oversized text. And I just go around scanning the pages till I find something that seems apt for the image. And then I wanted it to pop a little bit, so I went around it with a charcoal pencil like this to add some definition. And that is the layout for today. Of these papers in Welsh and in French that you can use as backgrounds in your own work. Also, if you are a monthly supporter of this channel, you're going to find that you have some extra free printables of vintage French receipts. If you don't find them, let me know. I'll make sure that you do. Any questions or any feedback, please let me know in the comments below. I love to compare notes. Until later, happy making.